Okay, well, OG very well drilled on Inferno. We'll get to see how Sinners plan to knock on that door immediately. Now, we have seen the Julies pulled out for Nico. They've put an armored Julies on Banana. And that could be the difference maker as he prepares to do damage. Flash is available. It's not a flash, excuse me. That's Alexi's HE. No
Soften him up.
No flash is prepared just yet.
Well, they love a half-wall flash here at Sinners. So let's see. When that comes, I assume Alexi's nade will follow.
This is going to hurt, isn't it?
There it is. There's the nade.
Oh, Nico, nothing to say. It's Flames again with his USP. Oh, what a problem child he is. Takes a double for the trouble. And Oscar elsewhere. He's opened up the potential on A. It's all man too. Oh, and as he looks to retrieve the USP, he's caught by the reaggress. Here we go. A chaotic pistol to start us off. I expect nothing less.
Well, if they head back towards the B bomb site, Beastic still has the smoke forward CT spawn. Flames is playing passive over towards this coffin's angle, so he's going to have a choice. Does he stand? Does he fight? Does he do as much damage as he can? Or will he play retake and wait for the rest of his team? Smoke's landed. That will be communicated. Cutting noise. Not a single sound cue other than the smoke. And now a body spotted. Peppered away. Beastic down to 60. And they continue the jaunt slowly in behind that soon fading smoke to get that bomb down.
Oof, this is going to be tough to overcome for these boys here on Sinners.
They're going on the fade.
Yeah, and as it fades, they're looking the wrong way. Little bit of a barrel enables Beastic. Good find. I think he caught a glimpse of another. He suspects Alexi's close. A bomb plant would go a long way. And they've managed to pull that one. Oh, just about finished my sentence as they finished the plant. Alexi gone down and now only Mantu. Spots out the emo player. There's a crossfire established here. He'd have to be very quick on the 90-degree turn unless Beastic wants to feed it to him. Here comes the fight onto Zedko. Dancing between the two of them. Mantu can! He can't. Zedko does deal with it. That was right down to the 1v1.
Oh dear, that is not the way you want to be kicking off your map pick here as well for OG. They're already against the rope with the one map down. They just had a 3-on-2 man advantage that they let slip away.
Big stuff out of Beastic and his boy.
Yeah, so this is where we really get to see OG sweat. Great stuff from Flames. Nico didn't get anything from his hidey hole. Alexi was a little bit late on the nade to make that easy peasy lemon squeezy, but it will be the force buy out of OG, and it'll be 4 Deagles, an MP9, and a bit of utility around this here is a slower pace out the gates, just allowing the maneuvers to come their way. Mantu and Nico together in apartments. Need to be careful for the spam of Zedko. The bullets through the walls can be just as deadly, and a sound cue could be heard from Shock, who's up close and personal. Banana control being worked on now. And Sinners just going through their paces right here, doing the standard map control, getting as much information as they possibly can for the big man Beastic.
1 of 3 smokes deployed. Right nice and early, just from some steps and a Mac 10 bullet. Fired off. And only 2 remain.
Yeah, and 1 is over towards A, right? So for the B-bomb side, they only have 1 more to deploy. That molly has going to separate Nico and Mantu.
It's locked him in, actually. Mantu can't afford to retreat just yet. The quick switch nearly cost Shock his life. Mantu gets a free pot shot. Beastic is, speaking of free, surging up A. They're wrapping long. The smokes are there. Oscar catches the boiler player, and it's bouncy Mac 10. It's not fun. Not easy duels for these Deags. And Mantu managing to hit a good fair couple has actually managed to make it competitive. Sinners, 1 single headshot could ruin your day here. It's Neofrag and Shock trying to close it down, and a very loud Flames has drawn attention there. Alexi with a nade to try and soften him up, and Neofrag didn't even look.
No idea where it came from.
He couldn't work it out. Shock to come up clutch, and he knows he's on site. Good tag already from Flames, and he is a bit of a clutch master. Shock to stand up and deliver, and he just about pulls it across the line. 2 1v1s, Chad, in our first 2 rounds of play.
Well, nice. At least we're keeping it close here. And I think with the pistol round and now the conversion, that is fantastic for Sinners. Those are the rounds that they need to be getting away with. Now, sure, there was only 1 player alive, but they get it, right? They're able to convert it, and that is what truly matters here. Almost on the timing, there's Shock going to be counting his lucky stars because they needed him to clutch this one out.
Really close on the spray. Watch his health. He gets hit again. That's 2 Deagle bullets. 2 connecting out of Flames. But yeah, OG just going to have a quiet one.
Well, we want to see if they're able to keep it close again. If they're able to make sure that they walk away with a whole, well, very little on the Sinners side going into round number 4, will make life easier for OG. Flash at the ready. Mantu will release that when feeling threatened top banana, and 3 could swing. But you can see how they're having to be a little bit more passive because teams are getting so good with their crowd control utility, the mollies, the nades towards top banana. This is a very predicted type of maneuver. So they'll be pouncing a little bit behind the 8-ball OG.
Also, T teams are very willing to just tuck back under the half wall. Like, they'll take this space, they'll be happy with it, and they'll just keep jiggling. But they'll throw out a double set of nades, so they are not necessarily committing, but they do want to try and force the CTs forward, and here it comes, the flash push.
Banana's clear, though. They get nothing out of this.
You have to acknowledge that they're pushing for info here.
Oh.
The AK should be well matched. Neofrag activated. A couple of good USP dinks has at least made it a little costly. And that smoke well placed as well. It's going to be very quick to catch the CTs as they rotate back in, and that's the end of Nico's aggressions. Oh, Valda went unchecked, and it's produced a frag.
Bomb has been planted.
But the hard work over.
Terrorists win.
Okay, mopped it up and kept 4 alive here. Managing to maintain the AKs, the Galil. It was only the MAC-10 that they lost during all of that, and straight in response, OG will whip out the big buy. AWP for Mantu. Org for Nico. No kit purchase just yet. I'm sure Alexi wants to work out what type of map control they're looking for here out the gates. That'll be reflected in his buy. It's gone without a Molotov, so might not see them. Oh, they're sending 4 players over towards B, so they are going for map control at B. And it's just Mantu over towards A. We've seen Sinners like these pouncy A maneuvers here out the gate, so if they get wind here that it is a B stack, they could quickly pivot. Need to get a move on. Valda and Nico, the Danes, scurrying back through spawn right now. They've set...
God, this nade exchange is rough. And... oh, Alexi just knocks Neofrag for 6.
You don't mind that to kick off the first gun round here. So a good start. Beastic's calling a fast mid control here. He's about to flash. They've got 3 ready to go, and well, he's cancelled it. So lots of talking right now. Really just working out what the best maneuver is. Long smoke. Mid-flash, control taken.
Yeah, but with Flames so pushed up on Banana, and Beastic's going to have to be aware that that's a possibility. Oh, he knows now. Molotov, it's great, but you'd have to hit the spray, and it's not far off the mark. Does completely demand control of that top Banana.
At least they're buying themselves some room to work with, right? They're able to push OG around a little bit here.
Alexi playing a kind of flash peak defense. Waiting for steps or threat. 30 seconds as the Flames flash is cocked. Mantu with the first. OG looking very good, set for success as Alexi takes 1.5. Leaves B-Stick on just 28 points of health. They'll have smokes to commit to this, and well, it's only Flames on the site. He's playing Fountain, which is a hard one to clear. Oh, he didn't see him. And that results in the frag. Nice catch. And they will... oh, they could lose another one. Ah, those bullets are so close to the mark.
He wants to live now, Oscar. Oh, never mind, he wants to die. I thought he wanted to maintain that AK. I thought he was going to tuck in and wait, but I think that time, it hit him in the face like a wet fish, and he had to go down. So now the ramifications of losing a few too many men is felt by B-Stick. He only has 2.4 to work with. The rest of his team can buy, but handled there by OG. In that position from Flames, we've actually seen him play that already within this tournament. So he's been using that a little bit, right? When he wants to play passive, you just see him play towards that emo pillar, watching for the barbecue jumper, right? That's his little maneuver there, and then he can pounce with his teammates. Be curious to see when teams start getting a hold of that. They might not run across the barbecue anymore. They might start coming in through the left-hand side of the site and forcing a more awkward fight.
Yeah, I can't think of a better term for the smoke you could throw. Like the dividing smoke, you know, the one that would be like a smoke defense, where you are in the position that Flames is in, you smoke off that emo side and it enables you to kind of float between the two and have a... It's like the simple smoke on Dust 2.
Yeah, it just opens up a couple of extra angles, right? Yeah. It's a buffer.
Like the Gandalf.
Maybe it's a buffer smoke.
Buffer smoke. We'll work on the vocab, but do let us know. Oscar onto Flames. That was a peak. Maybe it was just a jump peak, you know? I don't think Flames was foolish enough to actually just straight jiggle.
Either way, the trades are still falling in the favor of Sinners here. And
oh, look what it's done to OG's defense. You can see on the minimap. Alexi's just floating CT, so like they're not going to full gamble. But if they do commit B, this will just be a save out of them.
Well, this is where the CT side gamble conversation that we're having over there in Nuke really comes into play, right? So they're not gamble stacking. They're actually spreading their forces as evenly as possible. One towards Pit to deal with apartments and short. Alexi to be the rotator over towards B if they need it, and covering off to Arch side. He's your swingman. He's going to help both bomb sites here. And then a lot of pressure on Mantu, who's tucked in passively towards the back of B. Now, it is going to be the A finish. 30 seconds left. Alexi transitioning into the site. They're understanding what's coming in now, and Nico still has a smoke to drop. Now would be perfect.
It's going to be Molotov out, who'll use it defensively. Alexi B. Oh, dink for dink, but B-Stick's gun is bigger. Nico lives. He's very low. He is being sprayed and hunted, and Neo frag. Oh, so low. Valda's been handed something, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah, probably a save. Probably a hello, mate. Hold on to that AK. We need it going forward because
Alexi
money. Yeah.
And Nico both doing so much damage, but they can't really report it. It's not convincing.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the M4, why it's a cruel mistress versus the AK. That's where you see them always picking up the AK when they can. I guess the AUG at that range could have got it done, but
Mesa was making a really strong case for the AUG hip fire. I was watching him play. Just
you see him on overpass?
Yeah.
That is where, and it's not in recent history. We're going back about 2 years. I think when we were doing stuff for the last major within the minors and getting to see him, I just thought he was a handy glue man, right? He was one of those guys who would do those gritty jobs. He'd get you that necessary two-piece when you needed it. Looking pretty tidy. But Sinners, off to an absolute flyer here. Imagine a Sinners 2-0. Like, honestly, I was painting worst case scenario in terms of the hardest for League Ops to work out who's going to go through, right? Like, it could be this group. Honestly, if Sinners win, if VP win and G2 win, tomorrow, holy moly, strap yourself in. That is really when having all 3 games at the same time is a massive determining factor because each game is going to influence the other.
yes, oh, it's very necessary. And I saw a very considerate reminder from one of the community members.
I think he works for Endpoint, right? His name's Tom?
Oh, was that the post?
I think it was the post on Reddit.
Yeah, I saw it. I appreciated it. He's right. It is often a cause for concern or quandary. Not the world's best smoke on defense there. It serves its purpose.
That's the funny thing with smokes like that, right? I feel like we were having a conversation when Hobbit would throw a smoke like that and he'd intentionally leave a little bit of a gap to look through. So there's always something around them to be worried about. Another one drops and still maybe a little bit of a hole just there. Well, that's the AK down to 1 HP. Yes, indeed. And Alexi has the Kevlar. He is on the other side of the map. So they're just going to keep Volda hanging with this. And I guess why the hell not? One of the things here is that Sinners are not looking flustered in these rounds, right? They're really taking their time. The fact that they're using the clock to their advantage. They're still throwing in mix-ups of pace, but it's good to see as they set themselves up for a B exec.
Yeah, Alexi's on his way, so they should have the lion's share of the defense here and ready to play. Counter flash isn't bad. And you got about 25 seconds now, Sinners. Oh,
it's a fake. They're going A.
Worked out wonderfully. And you're right, they do look like they want to set their sights on A. It would isolate Nico, and there goes Nico. Great catch from Rushley.
Rushley's not with us today.
Dude, you heard me pause. It was like a 50-50.
Is he with us? Yeah, no, today he's not with us. He's got an appointment today.
We got Jakey.
I think we should have Jakey, yeah. Does that mean Jakey has to do all 3? Jakey, do you have to do all 3 today?
No. Yes?
No. Oh, okay, all right. I was going to say, Russia's out here running a bloody slave labor camp. If that was the case, all right, cool, fine. I wonder who'll be doing the last game. Could be J-Raz?
J Rizzle.
Okay, well, 2 AKs is better than 1. So OG more than happy to hold on to the scavenged AK-47 on Mantu.
There's a universe where...
You think they go down?
Well, I mean, Mantu does seem to have been given a lot of respect out of that. I thought Shock was going to continue his walk. He chooses not to, but they will preserve. And it's Sinners that prevail.
Right now, the Counter-Strike that we've seen today, and with Yanko on the desk there, he was mentioning the fact that he felt Sinners could have won Nuke in like a scoreline like 16-8, I think was one of the ones that he threw around there, if they didn't lose those pistol rounds. The type of Counter-Strike they're playing, they've definitely played the better overall CS, right, in terms of by the book. And I think with them not going for the hunt here, not wanting to give away too much of their economy early, that's more testament to that.
Certainly.
And I love that. That was a late round fake. So that round right there just shows they're willing to play with the clock. Lots of nade damage here, though. That one is going to sting.
Yeah, that hurts. Well, they've locked Flames into Banana. Alexi unable to contribute. And the same molly here would serve that same purpose, but Flames slinks away. before they can isolate him.
Okay, well, they don't actually get full banana control that they're aware of. I think they're hoping that those mollies were respected, which they were. So it's worked out as soon as it planned, because they didn't clear sandbag, right? So for all they know, somebody could be there. They're operating under the assumption it was clear.
And for all intents and purposes, there could be presence top B right now.
Oh, this is the boost Valdo was exploiting just the other day here, being a bit of a smoke criminal over the cusp.
Oh, they flashed it, but he should still have a chance, a very big chance at the multi-kill. Valda boosted up over the smoke. And that will catch you. Look what it's done to the Sinners. Beastic's just holding on for dear life. He'd love to plant. A smoke and a plant would
That's nice.
go down a treat. Oh, lovely. You take those, Oscar would have normally hit that, and suddenly he has, but that's the end of that. OG, they recover the round, but Sinner's happy to get some extra cash in the coffers with that $800 reward.
Yeah, that's not bad there. All things considered, all that early damage and still trying to operate. It was they're faking that they were going to go for a late BX ski, so they've done a pace change. You can see these hits coming in much earlier than the one did last round. I don't know how many more times Valda's going to be allowed to get away with that boost, right? We did see it a bunch already out of OG. So a couple of tendencies starting to be downloaded into the noggin here, and the other team should be taking note of that too going forward.
I'd also imagine it could probably be countered by a slightly different smoke towards your arch side. Had it been a bit deeper, could have covered it off. I don't know whether or not they've ironed out the specifics.
There's two. They've done the boost from two different positions, right? And I get exactly what you're saying. If teams are throwing the same default smokes, this is where having an analyst, right, and looking and studying your opponent. Oh, this is the arch smoke they throw. Okay, is there any gaps? Is there anything we could do with this? You know, that's when the real looking into the details can come into your favor.
God, that would be such a nerdy day. You sit down with your coffee and you just basically throw your opponent's default smokes and look at them.
Yeah, I think with refrag as well, what you could do is you could just run their demo in a round, and then you could get them to throw the utility and then just see how it is and see how you can move around it.
You could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Refrag is like just putting Counter-Strike competitive on steroids. At least when you want to be an anti-stratting enemy.
Yeah. Okay, well, being able to manifest another buy here, Sinners. Let's see if they're going to be grinners after this one. We'd love to bottom out OG here again. We're still trying to get this CT economy going. All the different combinations, right? All these different responses. Oh, they throw half wall smoke. Okay, we boost logs. Oh, flames, I have to be ready for the logs boost. Okay, they throw a nade, they molly us back. There's so many different combos.
Fall back after showing presence because they'll probably throw nades. You can see both teams have just done that. Flames baited, falls back, avoids the nade. They fall back after fighting, avoid the Molotov. It's just a constant battle. Trading blows, albeit not necessarily non-lethal blows at this point.
Oh, Neofrag is trying to get Bogdan's Law going, is he?
I thought so. Oscar's just like, nah, man. Come on.
You keep that. I'm an AWPer.
I am the AWPer of the team.
They're actually trying something a little bit strange here. So they're getting more and more players over towards apartments. I can understand why you want to get Oscar posted up here. He can cover off the rotation with the AWP, but Valda's inside, Nico's in pit. He's going to have to get involved to break this.
And Oscar's not scoped up, so he's just going to have to go for a quick flick. Oh, he flashed for his scope. Boys, this is just an apps pop. Mantu's even leaving Arch at this point, so Valda's got a lot to do. And he's gone. Only Nico in the pit. They know where you are. Good timing on the angle. Neofrag arrives. Oh, Zedko does nothing with his opportunity. Shot not far off. OG crawling 2 for the retake. They're flirting with a...
No, right there, Oscar can do the jump smoke, but I think... I don't know what the discussion was just there.
That one lost me for a second. Does look like OG are giving this one away.
Yeah, the save calls come in, so Oscar can now deploy this smoke. Easy one for all of you at home. Back corner of the pit, little lamp, jump throw, smokes off towards that moto side.
Do you know, I think another standard one would be the underpass Alexi was just in. You saw that long smoke you can throw from there, like all the way like moto smoke. I think that would be really handy for some teams. You know when you're doing your B commit, but you want to give your lurker a little extra something?
I think the strangest one we've seen is just to the right here of Flames trying to stay alive on the roof. Exula, he jumped up on there, and yeah, he's got boosted up there. It's been a whole theatrical scenario to make it happen, and then all he did was throw an extra flash over the roof for Banana, right? That was the only thing that was a little bit different. So
wow.
There's so much util you can throw in Counter-Strike. It's very creative.
Yeah.
But the save has facilitated another OG buy, and look, Sinners, I mentioned Grinners, 6 rounds on the T half. This is looking very good.
This is, yeah, and very impressive haul, considering what OG have done to everyone else in this group as well, and Sinners have been bit volatile in what they've been laying down.
This is another change-up. There's always so many different looks here from Sinners. They're not defaulting right now. They're feigning that they are. There's 3 players towards B from OG trying to chomp down on this banana control, and they're just going 4, like a conga line. Straight through the apartment. It's a double short setup. If they jump out here, Mantu and Nico are going to have to hit some wild shots.
Yeah, they're going to be booked. I mean, they're considering it slightly. Nico's got a lot to do. Shock, that's the trade of the century. Needed that. Needs this as well. Oscar's AWP is going to connect. Paid a heavy price, but they're into the
he's spotted.
side. Neofrag onto Mantu.
Another save, surely.
Yeah, I don't know if they can contend with this.
The bomb's not planted just yet, and Alexi B does still have this line of sight for now.
Oh, that nade could have finished off Oscar, but it's a bit shy of the mark, and he throws out a smoke of his own to threaten to push through it. Flash above the planter, they look to boost. That could have been the end of Oscar. Instead, it just throws Alexi into the jaws, and, well, for familiar territory for Flames, the discussion of the save, how he plans to do it. He's going to try and hide in plain sight. Oh, just for the library.
Today could be that day. Right, this is the 3rd time I'm bringing it up now, but really, this is already 7-2 scoreline. Like, we're looking at...
Well, OG coming into this with the mindset of, like, we're safe.
No, well, they shouldn't have been. I think I saw Vladdy tweeting that they needed one more win to lock in the playoffs, right? Now, look, it still is unlikely that everything falls apart completely. That would mean every single form loss would need to happen today. What I mean by that is, like, right now, G2 and VP are not in form. I think we can all definitely agree with that. There's no question marks there. So going up against a Complexity who's surprised everybody and a Fours who's looked very good in the 2 respective matchups, right? You would have Fours as the favorite over G2, and you would have Complexity as the favorite over VP, right? Looking at form, right? If you want to use historical and where they are in the world rankings, you can do that. That's fine, but you're hoping they return to that and shake off the cobwebs.
I think form is probably the best way to be taking it.
Yeah, so with that in mind, it's not very likely that all the upsets happen today, but it is possible.
OG have definitely ironed out their banana nades because it's taken a very large chunk out of the Sinners squad. Good trade again from Neofrag. He does avenge his leader. B-Stick's gone. Gap from Alexi on this smoke, and they're not even going to come knocking. In fact, they pull back, ready for the re-aggress from the CTs. This is very modern-day Inferno.
It's curious that there was a Mac 10 in play there, right? I'm not seeing things. I'm not losing my mind just yet. I think there was a Mac 10 in play.
I can see it on the floor, so you're onto something.
Yeah, so maybe they were expecting to not have a full buy going up against right now. So OG saves really being able to keep them in with this purchase. And if you are Sinners, feeling like you want to go all in for this B-Execute, with the smokes you have, the mollies you have, the flashes you have, it's not a bad call. You're going to give yourself a 2v4 opportunity, unless Mantu, who is starting to float, finds his way over there to bolster Volder and Alexi B's lockdown. Alexi has a molly. Volder has no nades. So let's see, how far can they push the issue here at B?
We have a molly for Nubox, so Alexi's going to have to find a new place to hide. And they're off. 4 versus 2 into the side. Valder already with 1. Zedco does trade low, and Alexi finishes the job. Just has to delay now. They have the man advantage. 18 seconds. That bomb needs to be planted, and Oscar wants you. He'll find it. Takes him down. The rotate's on its way. 1 from Banana and 1 from CT. So this 2v2 could have huge ramifications into the final first half score. I like the active hold from Shock. He's got the perfect weapon for the job. Flash with his name on it does get Nico across with info as well. And that's just going to distract. Mantu's closing the gap. Shock actually pushing very far forward. It should be the element of surprise, but now he's got to win it all. And Mantu's so close! He wasn't expecting it. He must have assumed they were both CT. Concerned about the coffins, he walks straight into Mantu, and I don't think Mantu can really believe his luck.
Okay,
like, look at the time. Shock had to survive for 2 more seconds.
Yeah, gifted that one there, so frazzled in all of that. Sinners almost make that one work. Oh, that's just, yeah, maybe just misreading the situation, maybe a bit of a miscom there, or maybe just the pressure of the moment. That was a real chance for Sinners to keep the pressure on and win the half here. You can see this is a great find from Oscar, right? Because all Alexi's trying to do is delay for his rotation to get over. Let's see, so he gets the kill. Oh, hello.
What was he?
Oh, hello, hello.
I think he was like almost wanting to head into the smoke
to
so
hide.
he didn't get shot in the back. You know,
yeah.
and Mantu just happened to be waiting. Oh, well, there's a nasty one for Sinners to swallow.
Well, Sinners are just down to a, let's call it conservative investment. Oscar has a lot of money, so he's gone for the AK and the head armor here. They have 4 HGs, and I don't hate this because you know that Nico loves to play in the back of the pit. He's actually opting for something a little bit different this round, and that's indicated by the balcony smoke. So these nades might not be working in the way that they'd like, and also that is because he's using a UMP, right? It's not as easy to play the bike position with an SMG as it would be close to balcony. So maybe...
Imagine if they all poked out a boiler and naded Mantu on Arch. That's a Fruit Loop play. Then here they come. Yeah. And Nico laughing at him.
They were definitely trying to get away with that play, right? They had a clear objective there. Okay. Oscar gets 1, and that'll be it, because it's just Zedko with the Glock.
Long arms. Go on. Reach. Ah, yes. P250, that was the missing ingredient.
Okay. Well, the ideas, at least they're still having ideas, right? One of the worst things you want to see as a team in those situations, just go, all right, well, guys, everyone just buy a Deagle. Go to your favorite place. And
the matchmaking, dead silence. Everyone just buys one. And
everyone dies one at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah, look, it can work. Anything. It definitely can work. I'm sure, like when you're talking this level, there's always going to be a little bit more teamwork. But
I've seen the Karagana teams pull those off.
The Karagana?
Sorry, that's just Karrigan with a weird armor at the end.
Okay, sorry.
Don't know what I'm doing with that.
Wasn't plugged in there. Okay, 7-4. Let's see, OG, 4 more here that they could possibly get on this CT half. Sinners would love 1 more to secure themselves the half victory.
Neo frag, he's got 2 on this plate and already munches onto Flames. The timing from Zedko is flawless. He could punish here.
Oh,
he's looking for Nico. He's lost him a little.
He's going to desk slam if he goes down here.
He's lost him a little bit. Oh, there was an opportunity. It's just going to calm down for Zedko's lurk. I mean, most of the project is undergoing some pressure on B. Pulled Valder over.
This is where the gamble stack conversation comes in. Mantu's coming over here, and if Valder and Alexi B are able to establish top banana control, then they can just park Mantu and play 3 rifles over towards A. Let's see how quick Sinners react to any of this info if they get it. Oh, they're setting up a boost, so I don't think they're going to be pushing Mantu out at all. Yeah. They are just going to set Valder up and really hedge their bets on its a B bomb site finish.
Well, it's pretty convincing. Look what Neofrag and B-Stick are dropping. And if they do just kind of commit 1 into the site, yeah, they are. This is great. Good T-side. Unfortunately, B-Stick doesn't last very long. They'll start getting a sniff and a whiff that Nico is a very vulnerable Dane. And here comes the confirmation of that crosshair placement. Good body placement. Suboptimal. Oscar posted up for the library fight. If he gets into pit, it's a problem. What a magnificent find from Alexi B.
Someone has to plant.
He's even confirmed Oscar's location. He's got a molly to stop the default, or rather, standard plant. And there's 3 of them coming. Oscar's changed his mind. He wants to play short side, and I kind of admire that. It means he won't be as predictable should shot go down. He can play for that default plant that's now ticking away. It's not actually ideal for Oscar. They strafe in multiple targets. His head is very valuable, and Oscar does only find the first of the 3.
Going up.
He peeks into another one-on-one. Oscar looking very good out of Oscar. He snatches away the 8th for the Sinners. 1 versus 3 in quick succession for the AWPA.
And this is what we've been talking about. You know, the hype around Oscar. Sinners back in here. Him being in a tier 1 team of Mouse Sports and being a quality top piece of a squad. That's just exactly what we're talking about here. A 1-on-3 to remember. That's the 8th.
Oh, and it's just the dream for an AWPA, getting all of that info. His read on this, by the way, you could see how quickly he had to solve that Alexi B disappearance. He could be above me, he could be wide swinging, he could be in the site. And it wasn't planted for him. I want to reiterate that Oscar put himself at a disadvantage, the advantage being he was at an unpredictable position for that first shot.
Yeah, look, it's always a tough one, right? If you're in the pit like you're talking about, it's a hard fight to win. It's also a fight where he could get narrowed in on. They could jump up graveyard, they could strafe across the site, and now he's got a wider spectrum to deal with. And a tip for everybody at home, if you're on the T side, right, and you're going to the A side and you've lost a lot of casualties and you're not sure where the CTs reside, default plant is not the play. Get a safe plant, right? At least secure yourself so you can start playing that upper plant. The worst thing that ever happens, someone swings out short behind you, bomb goes down, round is over. So that's just one to keep in your back pocket. And it looks like we're going B.
Yeah, and Flames with it all to do, and a USP to do it with. Poor soul.
I like that little maneuver from Neofrag. He has already completely cut off the rotation. You can see how stalled out this is. It's going to make it impossible for OG to get over there and contest, even if they wanted to. And oh, they're not even going to think about it. Drop him back.
Did you ever have a period in your life when you wish Pokeballs were real? Like you could just capture animals out in the wild?
I wish Pokemon was real
Yeah.
for a while, yeah.
Okay, cool. Not just me then.
No, I think we've all been there. Same as like with Digimon. I thought, wouldn't that be cool?
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions.
Yeah, I always like, for kids at home who maybe are watching, you probably got like 7th gen Pokemon.
Oh, sorry,
and Digimon now.
no. They're not Ben 10. What's theirs?
Now, it's definitely changed.
It's like, yeah, the modern day cartoons. It's one with crystals in their heads.
Crystals in
Steven
theirs.
Universe.
Okay.
That's very modern child entertainment.
You've been keeping up with it, all right.
Well,
all right.
I watched a couple of episodes. They're like 13 minutes. So like when you're feeling down, when you're coming down, you could say.
Okay. It's crazy though that they keep that like the 13-minute ad and then they put it on like Cartoon Network and the ad breaks take and you have a half-an-hour show that you somehow end up watching.
Yeah.
And most of it's ads.
The truth of it is it's like 13 minutes of content.
Yeah.
With 20 minutes of extras.
Thank God for streaming on the line now. Okay. Well, trip down memory lane aside, we're back into play. Round 14. The MAC-10s are being carried across. I wonder, will we see a bit more direct heads-up Counter-Strike here out of the Sinners? They love these quicker maneuvers up middle, and they're set for one right now. Nico, they're coming.
Yeah, if they hear that pin pull, I reckon Beastic would be tempted to go for something. He's like, oh, you're right next to me. He holds his nerve, throws out his own, and are they really going to push through this? Nico, lovely handle for the first, but a bouncy MAC-10 into prematurely. Mantu's in so much trouble. Someone's going to get him. He just wanted to take one with him, but he can't, and now smoked off. Dude, Sinners are putting in a serious shift here on the T side. Oscar is vulnerable and dead. Shock wants to smoke library. There's another lineup for you, Chadney.
Bit safe for that one.
Yeah, it is, but it does mean he doesn't have one now for the molly. He has to swing out. The smoke, guys, is his assault and a wide peek.
Oh, needs that.
Does find it. 2 to 5, very low. Swung on, though, from Alexi. Damn, you know, Sinners, that was a cool round outside the fact he doesn't convert that way.
Yeah, it should have been theirs, it felt like. Just caught off by that pace. Oscar looking the wrong way. The flank came in very, very fast. Shock making a meal of that kill there.
But I've watched so many Infernos where even when they're in the lead, no team is willing to just straight up change the pace with a fast pop A like that. We've done it twice.
Yeah, this used to be like all the vogue. Like, you have to go back to kind of Pronaxy time.
1 minute 20 in the AWP's dying bout. We don't see that.
Yeah.
We really don't see that.
And one of the things is surprising we don't, because you can really punish heavy B lanes, right? Teams who do 3 top banana early. If you are willing to pop through the mid smoke with a flash and trade efficiently, we know in the save meta what normally comes out the other side of that.
Yeah.
Double digits going to be great here for Sinners. OG's trying to salvage 6. They are on the back foot. They're a map down. They are top of the group.
And Sinners are legit.
Good Counter-Strike out of Sinners here today. I think everybody was impressed day one.
Oh, Neofrag was ready for it. Perfect peek on the double aggress from OG. And you'd think he'd just walk into B.
He's a genius. By extinguishing that Molotov with the flash of B-stick, they were spamming the smoke, thinking that they were just extinguishing at the feet. So he's completely lured them into that.
Just with the sound cue.
He may have just won them their 10th round right here.
Neofrag, you naughty boy. He's outbrained OG. And admittedly, yeah, they're a little worse for wear. There's a couple of foot faults they could fall foul to. Mantu's AWP is one of them.
They know that the CTs need to go for some kind of information play, and they're just waiting.
Yeah, this is the part of the game I'm unable to play, where you just have to acknowledge that sitting still for 40 seconds is a crucial component of it, and you can see the product of it. Now, Valda spotting Neofrag's solo B. Mantu's only more ready for A here. Nice evasive move. There's 2 more to find. Mantu lines up 2.
Not like this.
And a 3rd as well. Falls apart for Sinners. 3v5. Not bad. OG will recover a 6th. And we'll take a very quick break to get our heads screwed on tight, as will OG and Sinners. Stay hydrated. We'll be back in 2 minutes. See you in a second. Ta-ra for now. Goodbye. Arrivederci.
Hey Future Pros! Today I wanted to show you an old strat that Fanatics still like to bring out from time to time. This execute is an alternative method to take the B side on Inferno, utilizing a wall of smokes. As with any great dish, executes, when you have the base locked down, you can start adding in other ingredients, grenades. To make this recipe, you will need 3 Future Pros, 3 smoke grenades, and some flashes. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the close smoke for the wall of smokes. To throw the smoke, line up with the edge of this wall. Place your crosshair above the middle of the tree and right in the center of these 2 sets of wires. Then simply toss the smoke. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the other smoke to complete the wall. To throw your smoke, get into this corner. Find this slight dip in the trees and aim ever so slightly above it. Then toss the smoke. Future Pro number 3. You'll be throwing the deep CT smoke along with a flash. To throw your smoke, get into the corner next to these barrels. Find the 3rd wooden strut and place your crosshair in the dip above the tiles. Then toss your smoke. To throw your flash, it isn't really a lineup, just lob it over the roof and pop it above the smokes. This should blind anyone on the site and also a player in CT. Now you have all the ingredients in place, it's time to think about your approach. The idea behind this strat is to cut off any site players and isolate the counter-terrorist player in CT spawn. Killing the CT player shouldn't be tough, unless you're playing against Scream. You can then wrap through ruins and split the site from 2 points. If you have the bomb, you might be able to get it down while the smokes are still up. JW is struggling a bit here, but I'm sure you guys can do it. Like with any great dish, feel free to add your own spices. Want to double nade CT as you push? Go for it. Want to throw a metric heck ton of flashes over the site? You can do that too. After all, you are the cool cat of your very own strat. And as always, enjoy.
Well, howdy, y'all. Welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 14. Did you think it was stellar for a second?
Not even for a millisecond.
Not even a millisecond.
Nah, you couldn't have fooled me.
What about you guys at home? Did I get you? I think I did. OG have 6 though, and this is actually serious business. Now, OG did just recover a little cheeky 3v5 to put the 6th on the board, but now it's their turn to attack. Sinners posting 9. They are technically 7 rounds away from taking down the big boy of Group B.
And now the odds have swung, haven't they?
Finally.
1xbet starting to believe. After a very convincing first half and some nice Counter-Strike being played by the Sinners. Keeping OG in check here.
I do love me a cheeky decoy. See if Shock can find some sort of impact with that. I don't know what it will be. Don't know how it's going to have any impact whatsoever on this round, but I want to see it. I know in-game leader Chad Birchall's toes are curling at that extra $50 he could be spending up.
On the T side to bait out utility, right? You use it over towards B, you use it on nuke to force a rotate. Yeah, okay. CT side, show me.
Not sure, not so sure.
If you use it as a fake flash and he gets 3 kills,
yeah.
buy as many decoys as you want. But they look like they're heading towards A right now. Volda has a smoke ready and raring. First one lobbed on out. Map control is mid. That's where they're after now. They have banana. And they're staying very quiet about this. So Sinners have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. There's another smoke that's been released by Alexi B. And oh, they're going mid to B. Neofrag and B-Stick, they are coming, my friends.
Oh boy, you're so bummed. Good smoke, actually. B-Stick, by dropping that, should be able to tuck in and take a couple of USP pot shots. Not so much anymore. Neofrag gobbles up Valda's flash for his afternoon snack. And yeah, call this one quits. 3 CTs charging on up through the banana. Thank God he's got a decoy. He's going to be throwing that one out as a fake flash for their retake, and they might win this, do you reckon, Chad? Here we go.
We've seen them save with less. I can't believe they're going for this.
It is a surprise. They could even... Oh, surely that's enough. Nico says, get away. 3, Queen. Queen?
Queen.
That's quick and clean.
Queen bees right there.
Queen bees.
Queen bees.
In the hive. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well,
Queen.
I was just like painting the picture that Sinners have played by the book CS. I've liked their pace changes, I like the way they've approached a lot of these situations. This is one of those rounds where I feel like normally, or at least in other games of the tournament, they would have saved because they could have kept all the Kevlar, upgraded into head armor for free, had a little bit extra going into the next round of play. I think we're about to see OG quite quickly get themselves up to the 9-9 scoreline and tie things up, but they've been kept pressured here. Mirage will be the third map if we do go the distance. Still have 9 more rounds for OG to take us there. 7 for Sinners. We'll see who gets us there the quickest. As with full banana control this early on, a wise man named Yanko once told me, just execute B. And they have. So as long as they clear their corners, which they will, everything going by the book here. Only 3 to find, and I think Zedco and Shock will want to keep those deagles. Oscar on the economical here, and we will see another round of very similar fashion go down next. Sinners, they didn't all in, but they also... Ooh. Okay.
Bang.
Yeah, we'll take that. That's the AK. Getting a little bit sloppy there, Mantu.
Yeah, cheeky Galil for his troubles. It's
Galil, not the AK.
not the prized possession, but it is certainly one of the top end of the spectrum from the OG purchase.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, no problems and no complaints. Good placement of the crosshair as well. Take a quick look at OG's results to see how their T-sides have been looking, just out of a morbid curiosity.
So the thing is, before we entered Pro League, the last map that OG played before the break was Inferno, which they lost to Renegades. And earlier on in the year there, Inferno was looking better. I think it was more recent results. There was a bit more red in the column. So I always thought that Inferno was one of Alexi B's more favored maps to call on. Someone who always feels comfortable on the T side. He likes to do a lot of these the halls pops, and he always seems to have a very good read on things. But there isn't going to be any more of an investment coming out of Sinners here. A couple of HE grenades, 3 in total. That carried across Galil. 2 Deagles, a P250, and yeah, just B-stick on a USP. So let's see, can they dish out any punishment right now? You'd like to keep this one as expensive as possible.
I just realized OG have got a 0% nuke win rate.
Oof. You don't love a 0% anything.
Well, yeah, just a targeted pick. I mean, they haven't played it that much, but interesting nonetheless. Zedco with a lot on shorts. Oh, well to find the first, but OG have the sight and the round, so nothing to get too concerned about. That saved Galil. Doesn't quite pop to the capacity it could have.
Yeah, you can just see with the positioning there that Sinners weren't really going to be able to contest that, so outmaneuvered by OG. Get the Galil on the floor, into the hands. And now, knocking on the door of 9. We will be tied up here.
Yeah, Renegades beat them as well on Nuke. Interesting, as well as that Inferno you were referencing. So Sinners, Renegades, and Big have been their losses on Nuke in the last 3 months. But that leaves us here on Inferno. And as you highlighted, as you prophesized, we do get OG9. Sinners going to be bringing out all the big guns, and they've been saving their pennies, so Oscar will be bringing out his signature rifle. We've already got one little kind of, I want to call it throwback Oscar 1v3.
Yeah, it was classic Oscar, right?
Yes, exactly.
You know, in the chaos, thriving.
Could you name, oh, that's a challenge, just for you to think about and mull over, and you guys in the chat can as well, the roster Oscar was most successful with on mouse? How many, like, the players he was playing with? Was that God B era?
No, it was after that. Chris J?
Chris J. Oh, what am I saying? God B, by the way. That's I was talking about mouse, not Big. Anyway, we're not rolling back all the years to the mouse God B.
Really going back there. I feel like Chris J had to have been there. Probably Sunny. Chris J.
You're doing well.
Sunny.
You're doing well.
Stiko sounds like it could be a safe call. I'm questioning it with my upward inflection.
Let's get into the action instead while
They're already up mid.
Mull that one over.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they have no info top mid. So Oscar's going for this balcony AWP setup. He's going to be pushed very heavily here. And he does just go 1-for-1. Shock with it all to dust the bomb. He doesn't know it yet, but at the next glance, he'll know. Tries to get away. He's got the bomb at his toes. He's screaming now. Pushed by Boiler, pushed by Apps. They'll go for the retrieval. Does get the incendiary on it. Have they got the bomb? Oh, Alexi, quick fingers, has enabled it. That could have been round winning. He's grabbed the bomb, pushing the smoke. It's B-stick. Big find from Mantu. He's ready for another, but Neo frags quicker. And now, shapes up with just 2. Alexi on short. Flames on the mini pit. It is a hard retake, as Chad has outlined, but there's no utility to hold them at bay. This is it. Oh, and another opportunity for Alexi B. Collect. Oh, gee, what a defense. It does all come down to Neofrag in a 1v1 and time-sensitive mission. He doesn't really have much time for this at all. Ooh, there's a kit and there's a chance. Flames hiding in the pit will be pushed on by the Neofrag. He looks away at the wrong time and that's enough. Flames for the drive-by and OG taking 10. Yet to see the Sinners post a defensive round.
Okay, well, problems now. Definitely problems now. And look, they did have a great first half. They could have actually had a couple more rounds. I think they were pretty good for 10. I think there was even a chance you could make an argument they could have had 11, but they've lost the lead.
Yeah, OG now had to make it sketchy. Great shot at the end there from Flame. You can see it from his POV. A nice snappy finish. But yeah, Sinner's going to keep it conservative, and this smells like an 11. Zedko, a little tap into the bottom of Mantu.
I think that it's going to really come down to the next gun round, but if the next gun round falls in similar fashion and Sinners don't seem too competitive, or let's say they don't pick it up, at that point, I think we're probably destined for the third. But I would love to see a bit of grit and determination here. They did win a round like this with Zedko on a scout on Nuke that spurred them to a 5-round trot on their CT half. So let's see, can magic happen?
Does lightning strike twice? They have been chipped away at a little bit. The health has been taken out of Mantu and Valda's department, and it enables a one-shot Zedko scout as prophesized.
He needs to get one more now in a one-on-one to win the rounds.
Yes, he did have to finish it as well. But it does that deter OG. Alexi's got his thinking cap on right now. Do I commit to the unknown entity that is B? They've only heard a scout on this side of the map. They'll boost B-stick up, I like it. Oscar's still been floating middle, and I think he actually just hit that random no-scope a little bit. Chips away at one of them. He's very loud about this. He's just trying to lull them into a false sense of security. Here comes the util. And here comes Alexi B. 3 to defend the site. He needed good deagles out of B-stick. He has provided, as has Oscar. Oh dear. It's fallen apart for OG, just as previous. Needs a fresh mag, he's pushed on, does handle the first. Don't let this one slip away, Sinners, because Flames is scary, very scary. Call it 10. Sinners will take a half bite.
Starting to win back a couple of their own. I'm sure if you tallied up the amount they've won to lost, look, there's going to be a stark comparison here, but winning an important game like this, now we are talking 10-10. Don't even have to wait for that next gun round to see the competitive nature here. And Zedko on the scout, bit of a criminal here. Absolute bangers out of Neofrag, 18 for him, and we are seeing why there's been conversation about him being a star from the region.
Damn. Just when I feel like we're starting to return to normality, Sinners throw a curveball right back.
Fast map control being worked on here. Look how much pressure Valda's already applying the halls. He's pushed on more than halfway. Nico in that window room as well. Oh, perfect. Actually hits him on the dome right there. So that's going to send Valda back to where he came, but already drawing their attention towards an A attack. 4 players of OG, top mid, ready and raring to go. Smoke's being pulled out, deployed now. Pressure on Oscar, Zedko, Shock. They are coming on in.
Here they come, knocking on Oscar's door. And he pulls the trigger between the two of them. They're across, Long is lost. Zedko tucked in on site, Shock is smoked. This is great from OG. They've got a lot of space, but they don't clear their corners.
B-Stick's flanking fast.
Alexi into the site.
Oh,
that's
he
the
lost
bomb.
the fight.
Bomb lives on. It's Mantu that has it. Big find from Nico as well on the rotate in, and Shock Molotov down. OG will respond. Couple of missed chances out of the Sinners there.
Yeah, B-Stick was so quick on that flank. He actually pushed to their own utility, the smoke bottom banana, to get there in time. If he wins the duel against Mantu, then everybody can kind of take a bit of a breather there, but scrambling to get onto the site and help out the under siege A bomb site. Doesn't get easier than that for Nico, who's then able to pivot straight over to Oscar, trying to find the trade desperately. 50 seconds, the round was done, and Sinners back down to Squalor here. 3 players can purchase 2. Neofrag and B-Stick not looking pretty whatever in the finance department. And now we're back where we found ourselves 2 rounds ago, discussing OG, staring down the tail end of Inferno here, and looking good. They are going to buy.
Yeah, nothing sours the mood quite like winning a half or a fourth and throwing away the gunny.
Especially when that only round that you have so far in this half was the force. B-Stick happy to operate with the SMG. He has a defuse kit as well, so no qualms in terms of The defuse kit check. Oscar still gets his AWP. Maybe they need to start searching for an opening kill here. By playing 3 towards Banana, it's left them relatively susceptible to these A pieces. They've been strung out in their defense. Do Sinners have a response? That's the question. And that's not the way they wanted to kick off round number 22. Nade down the gullet, Neofrag and B-Stick already put down around that 70 HP mark.
I think Flames felt that one whistle past his ear, he did, but he's cool.
Who are you shooting at, Alexi? Oh, the B finish would be perfect. They only have the smoke on B-Stick. Neofrag boosted, who's already chipped on down, so he could just get done by the drive-by bullets. Valder passively holding off towards second middle. The rotation now, because they've been conditioned into having to play heavier towards the A side, means that nobody is close towards Arch. But look at this, back they go.
Ooh, I mean, they've had a lot of success at A. You can't really act too surprised. This is where OG would prefer to be finishing, but it is where the lion's share of Sinners remains. And you can see there's a flash to set up that short player. Zedko is hiding, waits to strike. It's a little late. Kind of set up for failure there by his squad. The timings were off. Oscar does well to find one on the first peak. They group up, but he's lost his teammates. It would have to be another Oscar round, and Valder so quick on the draw. Oh, I mean, B-Stick would love to go weapon hunting, but there's not much available nearby. So he might just have to hold on to what he can. It's armor, it's a kit, it's the SMG. OG will have 12 and 3,400 he's lost. So, yeah, might just be another one of those conservative little scouty boys.
It's going to be a hodgepodge buy. Right? You're going to get the MP9, you're going to get the M4 that you still retain right here, but you're not going to get a lot else. So they had a decent setup there, but you're right. It almost did feel like the flash should have come sooner, or I'm not quite sure what the play was, if that was the type of attack up top mid.
I don't know if I misread it, but it felt like Zedko was waiting for that flash above him before he even left his hidey hole.
Yeah, well, we saw a Shock have something pulled in Graveyard ready to assist, so I'm not sure if he pulled, because Counter-Strike's a game of timing.
And
right?
Oscar ended up throwing his as well. That might have baited Zedko into having to stay in the corner.
Yeah, so it did get very flustered there. Now OG, look, they should be looking at 13 here. It's going to be 13-10 before we get a full buy. Zedko spending a bit. We did see some aggressive maneuvers out of Sinners where they were pushing players really quick down the guts of mid here. Maybe we see that now. Zedko is the closest towards mid right now, and he is running down, so here it is.
Mantu jumping across, and he spots Zedko, but he only lands the tag. That's a great gift for the Sinners. If he could just disappear now, he would love that, taking a risk, taking a gamble. Nico punishes, at least he gets some info for it. He knows they're pushed up second mid.
They need to push Banana with 3 here. Neofrag, B-Stick, and Oscar are doing exactly that. And okay, that's not bad. They know the M4, however, is over towards that B bomb site. Have to sort themselves out here, OG. They've been torn across, worrying about pushes A, worrying about pushes B. Now it is a 3v4. Sinner's going to win their second round of the half here.
What, with another half buy?
Wouldn't this be a strange turn of events?
Half buy and saved rifle and MP9. That's it. And it favors them. Just 3 members of OG stand between Sinners and an 11th. You can see the conversations going down for OG right now. Shock responsible for App's side. And if he has a look now, did he catch a glimpse of Nico cross back? I think he might have. B-Stick still holding his nerve
Needs
here.
one.
He does need one. And it's not to be. Neutralized very quick from Valder. It's been a good couple of rounds out of Valder in terms of clawing things back for OG. Ooh, Shock, careful now. Nico still poking and prodding at top mid. OG are doing a good job to keep the CTs
Bomb's
guessing.
coming A, Neofrag's here.
Yeah, and already standing and delivering onto Nico. Valder might change his mind now. Neofrag can reposition. Yeah, they're heading into Oscar. And he's only got a deagle. Chill your beans, Oscar. You got a lot to do here. 10 seconds they need to plant.
He needs to delay.
He just has to buy time. 9 seconds. They know where you are. Bomb to be planted. He wants flames. He's tagged him. Oh, he doesn't frag him. And they're getting the bomb down just in the nick of time. Surely this one doesn't spiral away from the Sinners. They do not have a kit. They need this now. Doubling up and towards the ruins. And Neofrag still asking questions of Banana. Shock needs to Duo clear, and Valda's already elevated. He's hit some great shots so far, and I don't know if Neofrag is ready to expect two of them there. A 10-second defuse. OG, just a constant pendulum of pressure. And they succumb to it. Neofrag just is going to sit here and go down with the ship, take them with him. Good job, but 13 for OG.
Yeah, look, as far as the economic game is concerned, it's no problems for OG. They can buy everybody a strap for cash here. There's no problems at all. But if Sinners bounce back now, there'll be problems down that straight I'm talking about. So we don't see the ramifications of those two Neofrag kills just yet. We need to wait and see how round 24 is going to pan on out. And this almost feels like the last chance. This was the aggressive maneuver we've seen ZCO get away with.
Like, OG really made that
difficult.
Well, yeah, incredibly difficult, but what a recovery again, you know, like it's using their very small numbers to pivot between those two sides made Sinners look a bit silly.
One-way smoke here from Neofrag. They're going to know that's in play. You can't hang around forever. Pre-spam nades, all that jazz coming their way.
They look quick on A.
Yeah, they're
very quick. ZCO hears all of this, and Shock's lost his duel again. Oh, and only the one. They kept it honest, even trades, a miss from Oscar. He's in a lot of trouble. Valda confirms the suspicions. And again, a brutal and bitter pill to swallow because you've not got all the cash in the coffers. That bomb goes down, you're just gonna have to back away and accept that 14 is OG's.
The thing letting Sinners down right now on this CT side is the lack of multi-kills. They're getting one and done, one and done, one and done. It's not enough. They just need to get a multi-kill. They need to give themselves a number advantage going into these retake scenarios. And I suppose I need to catch myself because when I say that, Flames and Alexi won a 2-on-3 on that A bomb site a little bit earlier in the piece that has put Sinners in this tailspin of despair where they're just 2 rounds away now from losing this map pick and definitely had multiple opportunities to make this one much closer to even have picked up the map. So they've tested OG.
It does feel that way, doesn't it? It does feel like Sinners have, like, they have made OG work as hard as they have to work for a map win.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that, but it does feel like Sinners, just those slight grievances coming back to haunt them. And it does potentially result in a mirage. You can see there, top right, our decider to be locked in if OG do put 16 on the board.
Last timeout called. So you can see here how under the pump Sinners have felt, right? They've had to take these timeouts to discuss their options. And, well, this will be the last gun round because I'm sure if OG secure this one in similar fashion, they're going to let the dogs off the leash. Alexi is going to be saying, get them, boys, stick them, get after them, take these guns away. We can obliterate them. We can give them 3,400 going into the final round of play. Don't let Oscar save that AWP. Priorities will change in this round right here for OG.
I mean, priorities have changed already for Flames. He's whipping out the MAC-10.
Yeah, let's see. Does that change anything up? He's actually going over towards second middle, so maybe this is just going to be an execute out the gates. 3 players top Banana again. ZCO and Shock are susceptible. I said multi-kills are a problem. They need a multi-kill on ZCO or Shock, or both would be brilliant.
Dude, the fact that the AWP's been heard on Banana, that probably indicates there's only 2A. They'll smoke out that half wall, but that's going to be a bit of an encouragement from OG now just to push on through. Alexi's already up top mid. Flames with this MAC-10 ready to bop on out. Flying through, he knows where you are. Unloading a full mag into Shock, and the A site's theirs. Good calls out of OG. They have absolutely pants Sinners there.
That right there is like the Alexi B classic. I swear he calls that once again, right? Just the 3-man pace change, holes pop. It's just an Alexi B classic right there. The bomb goes down. 15 acquired, and they should start hunting. They really should. I guess the only reason they wouldn't is to make sure they don't give AKs over. Like, they have cash, they have lots of money. Like, maybe they're just withstanding to make sure there's no retake coming in here. Alexi's still very diligent towards top mid, but it's silent. There's no footsteps, there's no utility, nothing's being thrown. I really thought they'd start the hunt here. Really thought they would try and turn the screws on Sinners.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering how you explained what they'd be left with. And Alexi definitely has the funds, but bit late now.
Yeah, okay, well, just happy to let Sinners sit with their saved rifles. Let's hope it doesn't come back to haunt them here. Like, you really could have thrown bodies at this.
Yeah, well, either way, Oscar couldn't have played more into Alexi's hand as he took that aggressive peek down Banana. As the sound cue was heard, so was OG's stampeding footsteps through those apartments. And yeah, isolating Shock is not much what you can do when there's 3 players jumping out the apps on you reload, no less. Map point 5 to be specific. OG have the opportunity to take us to Mirage with 5 more frags. Let's see if Sinners have got any concerns they plan on voicing.
If OG just go B now and apply a lot of pressure, Oscar's over towards A. Played like a fiddle.
Ooh, and Flames has managed to get himself all the way up half without a single point of damage being done. Near frag, they're asking a lot of you. Flash was great, and he does maintain control. There you go. Good utility. They don't opt for the smoke, so Near frag can still actively fight, but Beastick was setting him up for success there, and a 3-man crossfire in mid. Careful now, Zedko's playing with bloody fire, and fire saves him from a push. Uh-oh. Beastick wanted info and catches more than just info. It's a bullet to the dome, and Flames with the double. Heavy impact felt. Oscar would have to hit some crazy shots here. He's already been smoked off. They flood into the site, and Sinner's dreams of an Inferno conversion start to falter. Too many men, all in this site. Bowser's on the sandbags. Oscar would need a Hail Mary play as more utility is deployed.
Oh, how you getting in here? This one's done.
Yeah, and Alexi just confirms our suspicions. A quick double and trying to knife him. How dare you? Oscar will punish you for that on map 3, because that's where we're going. Mirage, locked and loaded. First the desk to break it down and understand it. Janko Paunovic